Leitch says her video got so many views because her message is resonating with so many Canadians. Susan, is she right about that?
I don't think so. I think it got a lot of views because it was very odd. To call it robotic is kind of to give robots a bad name in my view, but she's a very polarizing figure, and a lot of people don't like what she stands for and are put off by her extremely rehearsed manner. There are those, she has a core cadre of people who agree with her views. I thought the most interesting thing that she said in her interview with you, which I caught, was when you challenged her on, well, how can we possibly afford to interview every single, like, what 1.3 million Canadians who come across the border every year? How can we afford that? She more or less, she said, well, those are the numbers now. Maybe it won't be that many. So underneath her plan, I think, it leads inevitably to the conclusion that immigration will be severely restricted. It would simply be cripplingly expensive to conduct face-to-face interviews with everybody who comes into this country. And before we dismiss everybody who likes and supports Kellie Leitch because we're media elite and stuff, let me say that there's a superficial appeal to her claim that yes, everybody who comes into Canada, one would think, should get a face-to-face interview and some searching questioning. What that fails to take into account, though, is that there's already quite a rigorous system for letting people into this country. You only have to talk to somebody who's arrived here recently as an immigrant or a refugee to realize the length of time they've had to wait, the vetting they've gone through, the hoops they've had to leap through. There's a flourishing industry of immigration lawyers in this country to help people through these loops. Furthermore, she cites, I think in the interview, I'm not sure if with you, this professor at McMaster who highlighted this question. Yeah. Well, essentially his book said that, fewer and fewer people are being face-to-face interviewed face-to-face. But he disavowed her conclusion. He said the problem with this lack of personal contact is that we're unable to properly judge the language skills of people who are coming into this country.
Well,
and he didn't see it as a huge problem.